The willow which bends to the storm becomes stronger than the oak which resists it. Bruce Lee. We all have to change at some point, and usually it's easier to change if you don't resist it. Change is here for a reason. Without it, none of us would ever learn or grow. A reaction to change can come in all different emotions. Some are openly heard, and some are closed away in a cage. I've gone through a lot of change in the chaos that is middle school. I've learned to hide my emotions behind the laughter and the smiles, because it's hard to find somebody in the chaos that will listen to you and your pain. But in a way, I can thank my pain for many good things that have happened to me. First of all, it showed me what I am capable of. During my 6th grade year, I was really quiet. I did not talk a lot because I was afraid everybody would think that I was weird, that they would make me more of an outcast than I already was. Afraid that everyone would think that then I already was, my time doing schoolwork, and I spent more time doing schoolwork, and during this period, I found my love for math. I love getting lost in the equations and the artwork that came out of me trying to learn geometry. I also enjoyed history, immersing myself in stories of Greek gods, Egyptian pharaohs, and crusades fought by kings and Jews alike. During this time, I found my love for martial arts. My father suggested that I do martial arts, and in the end, it was a way to escape the pain by focusing on something else. In my 7th grade year, I had 3 people in my class, and even though that sounds kind of difficult, it honestly helped me a lot. My friends would notice when I would come into school without a smile, and they would ask me if I was okay. My 7th grade class felt less like a school and more like a family to me. Towards the end of my 7th grade year, we went on a trip that to this day is probably the most impactful on what my current passions are. The world comes to a stop. I open my eyes. The commotion is almost instantaneous. People are grabbing bags and stampeding off the train. I can feel my eyes wanting to close as I reluctantly drag my bags after my friends. Sleep is an easy thing to fall back into in the calming quiet of the train. It gives you a place to close yourself off from the people around you. But it's one thing to fall asleep on a train, and it's a whole nother thing to try to do that when you are being blasted by the warm breeze that usually accompanies the sea. We can see crystal clear seas from the platform we are now standing on. The blue expanses of the Mediterranean glint in the afternoon sunlight, clear and smooth, until the waves come crashing on the shore below. The spray is picked up and swept off the top of the waves to land on a small station below us. The small, colorful homes and slopes along the road that will lead us to our destination make the whole scene seem more like a festival, with bright colors and beautiful flags. At this point, I will no longer be going back to sleep, or even attempting to. Like all Italian towns and cities, Cinque Terre is vibrant and festival, and feels like everybody in the town or towns could have been family. This, though, was not me and my friends' first stop. In fact, we started our travels in a very different setting, on the lively, crowded streets of Florence, Italy. We proceeded to see countless museums and plenty of historical features, a magnificent garden, and stayed up way past midnight admiring the city. Similarly, the last place we visited was also a city, currently one of the most famous cities for their fashion, Milan. Sadly, we only stayed there for one day before leaving. Though both of these cities have expanded my academic knowledge, none of these places have really helped me with my self-confidence or my self-judgment. One of the places that really helped me was Cinque Terre. We explored the 5 towns that are spread out over the coast, hiked between 3 of them, and even visited a cemetery. Trust me, this is going to sound a little weird, but the most impactful part was being in a small space with my friends. So essentially, we're sleeping in a dorm with spiders, a window that could barely close, and a floor that ended up having secret messages under it. I wanted to cry because this was our last trip together, and they were like a family to me, more than my family at the time. It made me grateful to be in a space with my friends, and grateful that we were so close. The 3rd place we went to on this trip was an Italian Waldorf school. This school not only helped me understand the Italian language itself, but also the people were really nice and did not judge me too harshly. I felt somewhat good about myself during this time. Every day, I would come home tired from the work, and I would fall asleep almost straight after dinner. There was no time to rethink everything I had done that day and what would make me weirder than I already was. And thanks to this, I got way more hours of sleep. This really got me thinking, maybe if I worked myself to this point every day, maybe I would start to have better sleep, and it would give me less time to think about what other people were judging me for. So, upon returning to Truckee, I not only tried to focus on playing soccer and doing schoolwork, which really just made me stay up later into the night, but I turned my attention to my martial arts. I joined the competition team for Elevated Academy of Martial Arts for BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And honestly, it not only took my mind off other people, but I finally found people who did not judge me for how I looked or for my personality, but for my talent and calmness in competition. Soon after my second competition, my coach suggested that I go to a Muay Thai kickboxing class. I ended up going to a grown-ups class, and well, long story short, I got beat up. The good news was I slept more than I had in a very long time that night. After this experience, my friend and teammate invited me to go to a class with her. Then, over the summer, I started training with my dad. These, along with wrestling, have been one of the most impactful experiences for me, not just because I can now defend myself, but martial arts has also impacted my personality greatly. It gives me more confidence in myself and has changed the way I treat other people and myself. It helped me stop judging others and also helped me stop worrying about how others judged me. One of the major skills I have acquired and learned to value in middle school is fundraising and volunteering. For our 7th grade trip to Italy, we had to raise all of the money for it, or at least most of it. How much we raised determined where we ate and where we went. We raised this money by doing multiple bake sales and making and selling our own nature guides. I also spent time volunteering for the Sierra Community House and the Truckee River Watershed Council. This, along with helping my friend's mom with her work, has helped me get a better look at what it's like to work for both my community and family. This has made me realize that there's plenty I can do that will not only benefit myself, but also the community I am in, and that it makes me feel like I am a greater part of this community. And finally, my last year of middle school, I transitioned to T. One of the things that has been hard for me at T is making friends and getting adjusted to the new way of grading and the teachers. I think my hardest adjustment to the teachers was when Shelby left. I was just getting used to how she taught compared to my old teachers. And then she left, and I had to figure out Nick's style of teaching realistically in the last couple of weeks of school. But I think that the way I've handled these challenges and changes has improved my confidence in myself and proven that I can adapt quickly and trust myself. Okay, so high school. I have been asked if going into high school feels different, challenging even. But it's not really something I think about or really look forward to. For high school, all I really need is a place to expand my knowledge on different topics and explore new paths and opportunities. I've had a lot of moving parts in middle school and a lot of challenges while making friends. The only other thing that really matters to me is that wherever I go, I will have time to enjoy what I love. I'm also hoping that as I transition to a new high school or stay at T, I can maybe have a better chance at making friends on a clean slate. As I turn my attention to whatever comes next, I know that I will take all of these lessons that I have learned and all the challenges that I have overcome and shape them into what I want to be and how I want others to see me in my years to come. After all, a challenge, a change in your path is simply time to learn what you are capable of, what things make you happy, and maybe what things have been holding you back. Never stop trying, and most certainly never quit. Thank you.